If the South African Reserve Bank is nationalised, the only thing that would change is its shareholding.
The shareholders merely have, as I've said, an oversight role, so that would transfer the oversight role of the shareholders to the government.
The discussion now is around what the government will do once it has control. The ANC may want to change the mandate of the Reserve Bank. There could also be a move away from inflation targeting and keeping interest rates low.
It is critical that when you nationalize, the standards of living for the majority of our population are falling at a rapid rate. It's in our national interest to ensure that we can bring prices to a level where we no longer have deflation and industries can start producing and creating those jobs.
There is also discussion around extending the Reserve Bank's role for developmental needs. In this case, some argue that the bank can be allowed to make money available at low cost to the government.
If the Reserve Bank is ours, then it's going to do what we need it to do. To create money, take that money to the appropriate sectors in the economy, and those sectors begin to produce.
This system is not new and has worked well in some countries.
On the open market, you're borrowing money from the private sector. They're going to charge you a premium. You transfer that premium onto the economy. But if you were to use, instead of borrowing, you were to use government banks, which is what China is using, which is what India is using, which is what many of these economies are using, the cost of travel from Johannesburg to Pretoria will be almost a quarter of what we have.
China has caught up, is among the fastest growing economy. What they've done also is that they've positioned themselves not only globally in terms of manufacturing and finance, but also in terms of technology.
Many are of the view that nationalising and extending the role of the Reserve Bank to allow for a more developmental agenda can work. But there are just as many worried about the governance and oversight role of government as the sole shareholder, especially after the unearthing of state capture. It's a concern shared by the Reserve Bank governor himself.
So if the shareholding is changed, it doesn't affect what we are doing. However, if those changes were to be accompanied by changes to the mandate and to the independence of the Reserve Bank, then expect a fight. Because somebody must defend the institution and somebody must defend the constitution.
For now, the debate around nationalising the bank is on hold. Sumitra Nydoo, CGTN, Johannesburg, South Africa.